Are you actually living or just existing? Be honest. Every day you wake up, check your phone, go through the motions, and do what's expected. But deep down, does this even feel like your life? Or does it feel like a script? One you never wrote. Here's the truth. Most people will live their entire lives like this. Stuck in routines they never questioned. Chasing approval from people who don't even care. Pretending to be happy while something inside them screams, "This isn't it." And the scariest part? They don't realize it until it's too late. One day, you'll wake up and see that time has run out. And the worst regret won't be what you did. It'll be everything you didn't do. Because here's the brutal truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to give you permission to start living. So ask yourself right now, whose life am I living? And if the answer isn't mine, then maybe it's time to wake up. You didn't choose this life. It was handed to you. From the moment you were born, you were placed on a path you never questioned. You were told what a good life looks like. Get good grades, get into a respectable college, find a stable job, get married, buy a house, save for retirement. And if you do all of that, society will pat you on the back and say, "You did it right." But here's the real question. Did you ever stop to ask yourself if this is what you actually want? Or have you just been following the script, afraid to step off the path because no one ever told you there were other options? The truth is, most people never question the expectations placed on them. They assume that if everyone else is doing it, then it must be the right way to live. But who made these rules? Who decided that a job title is more important than your happiness? Who said success only counts if it comes with a 6-figure paycheck and a retirement plan? These ideas weren't created by you. They were conditioned into you. And because of that, you've been living a life that was designed for someone else's definition of success, not yours. The worst part? You probably don't even realize it. Because society is designed to make you feel like you're making your own choices when, in reality, you've just been given a narrow set of options. You think you're choosing your career, but you were only ever shown the acceptable ones. You think you're chasing success, but you're really just chasing approval. You think you're working toward happiness, but deep down, you feel an emptiness you can't explain. That's not an accident. It's a system. And if you don't wake up to it, you will spend the rest of your life walking a path you never truly chose. But here's the thing. There is another way. A life where you define your own version of success. A life where you don't need validation from anyone to feel worthy. A life where you finally take control. But before we talk about how to escape this trap, you need to understand the cost of staying in it. Because whether you realize it or not, living for others comes with a price. And it's far more most people don't realize they're paying a price until it's too late. Living for others, whether it's society's expectations, your family's approval, or the opinions of people who barely know you, comes with a hidden cost. And it's not just a small compromise here and there. It's a slow, steady erosion of your identity, your happiness, and eventually, your entire life. The first price you pay is emptiness. You can have everything you were told would make you happy. A steady job, a nice house, a well-respected life. And yet, something still feels missing. You go through the motions, checking off all the right boxes, but deep down, you feel like a stranger in your own life. You tell yourself, maybe I just need to work harder. Maybe I just need to hit the next milestone. But every time you reach one, the emptiness remains. That's because it was never about the external achievements. It was about whether or not they actually mattered to you. And when you live by someone else's definition of success, no achievement will ever feel like enough. The second cost is constant self-doubt. When you build your life around external validation, your confidence isn't rooted in who you are. It's based on what others think. So, you find yourself overthinking every decision, wondering, what will they say? Will they approve? Am I doing this right? You second-guess yourself because, at some point, you learn that your worth is tied to other people's opinions. And the worst part? You start to lose trust in your own instincts. The things you once loved, the dreams you once had, they start to feel foolish because no one around you validates them. So, you suppress them, you settle, you play it safe, and in doing so, you shrink into a version of yourself that is more acceptable to others but completely unrecognizable to you. The final and most painful cost? Regret. But here's the thing about regret. It doesn't hit you all at once. It builds slowly over years of small compromises. It starts as a quiet discomfort, an occasional thought that whispers, "This isn't what I really wanted." Then, as the years pass, it turns into a deep frustration, watching others live the life you wish you had the courage to pursue. And eventually, it becomes something far worse. Acceptance. The realization that time has slipped away, and you no longer have the energy, the opportunities, or the years left to do things differently. Most people don't fear failure. They fear wasting their life. But they don't realize that playing it safe is the biggest risk of all. Because at least failure teaches you something. At least failure means you tried. But living for others? That guarantees one thing. You will never know what could have been. But it doesn't have to be this way. You still have time. You still have a choice. The question is, will you take it? Or will you keep paying the price of a life that was never really yours? Everything you've been chasing, success, security, approval, it's all based on a lie. A carefully crafted illusion designed to keep you in line, following the script, never questioning whether it actually leads to happiness. And the craziest part, most people will never realize it until it's too late. The first lie: money and status equal success. Since childhood, you were told that the bigger the paycheck, the higher the title, the better your life will be. Society glorifies billionaires, influencers, and CEOs, making it seem like wealth is the key to fulfillment. But if that were true, why are so many rich, powerful people miserable? Why do celebrities, people with everything, fall into depression, addiction, or worse? It's because success, as you've been taught, is external. It's about numbers, status, and appearances. But true success? That's internal. It's about waking up every day and actually being excited about your life, not just tolerating it because the paycheck is good. The second lie: a safe, perfect life will make you happy. The stable job, the long-term plan, the predictable routine. You were taught that if you avoid risks, avoid mistakes, and avoid failure, you'll be happy. But here's the truth. The happiest people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. They took risks, lost everything, started over, and kept going. The most unhappy people? They played it safe their entire lives, only to realize that safety is an illusion. They avoided the unknown, only to find themselves trapped in a life that never changed. The third and most damaging lie: approval equals self-worth. You've been conditioned to believe that happiness comes from being liked, from fitting in, from making others proud. But let me ask you this: how many times have you held back on doing something you truly wanted because you were afraid of what others would think? How many dreams have you ignored because they weren't practical enough? How many moments of joy have you sacrificed because you worried it wouldn't be socially acceptable? The truth is, the second you stop living for approval, you realize something. Most people never cared that much anyway. The people whose opinions you feared, they were too busy worrying about their own lives to care about yours. And yet, so many people spend decades chasing these lies, only to realize, in the end, that none of them ever led to true fulfillment. That's why you see people who did everything right, still feeling empty. They got the degree, the job, the house, the retirement fund, but something inside them is still screaming, "This isn't it." And that's the moment, the turning point, where you have to make a choice. Do you keep chasing what the world says will make you happy? Or do you stop, take control, and start building a life that actually feels right for you? Because if you don't wake up now, you might never wake up at all. If you're still waiting for the right time to start living for yourself, let me be blunt, there isn't one. No perfect moment is coming. No magical sign will appear. No one is going to show up and say, "Hey, now it's okay to start living life on your terms." If you keep waiting, you'll be waiting forever. And while you wait, your life is slipping away. Think about this. Every single day, every single hour, every single second you spend living by someone else's expectations is a second you never get back. The years are passing, whether you take control or not. And one day, whether it's in 5 years, 10 years, or when you're old and gray, you will look back and realize there are no do-overs, no rewinds, no second chances to go back and live the way you wish you had. And here's what's terrifying. Most people don't realize this until it's too late. Ask anyone in their final years what they regret the most, and you'll hear the same thing over and over again. I wish I had lived life for myself. I wish I had taken more risks. I wish I had cared less about what people thought. You won't hear them say, "I wish I had worked more hours. I wish I had been more realistic. I wish I had spent more time impressing people who didn't matter." Because in the end, none of that mattered. But the real tragedy, you don't have to wait until the end of your life to realize this. You can wake up now. You can decide right here, right now, that you will not waste another year, another month, another day being controlled by expectations that aren't your own. Because every moment you delay is a moment you'll never get back. And the question you have to ask yourself is this: how much longer are you willing to wait? Are you really going to keep putting off your own life, waiting for some imaginary moment when things feel safer? Or are you going to wake up today, right now, and take back control? The choice is yours. But just know this: the longer you wait, the harder it gets. It's easy to feel stuck, to think that changing your life is some massive, overwhelming task. But it's not. The truth is, the difference between people who live on their own terms and those who don't comes down to one thing: decisions. Small daily decisions that either push you toward freedom or pull you deeper into a life that isn't your own. So if you're serious about taking back control, here's how you start, step by step, No fluff, no waiting, just action. Question everything. The first step to reclaiming your life is to tear down everything that isn't really yours. Start asking yourself, why am I doing this? Do I actually want this? Or was I just told I should? If no one else's opinion mattered, what would I choose instead? Most people never ask themselves these questions, and that's why they stay stuck. But when you do, you'll start to see that half the things you chase, status, approval, security, were never truly yours to begin with. You've been following a script that was written for you, not by you. It's time to rewrite it. Set boundaries like a boss. If you can't say no, your life will never belong to you. Stop saying yes out of guilt. Stop over-explaining your decisions. Stop making yourself small to keep others comfortable. Because every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with you, you're saying no to yourself. And here's the truth. The people who truly care about you will respect your choices. The ones who don't, they were only controlling you to begin with. Stop justifying yourself. Most people are afraid to take control of their life because they think they need to explain themselves. They don't. You don't have to justify why you're leaving that job. You don't have to explain why you're walking away from a relationship that drains you. You don't have to defend your dreams just because someone else doesn't understand them. If someone demands an explanation, here's your answer. Because I said so. That's it. That's the reason. You don't need anyone's permission. Choose discomfort over regret. Here's the truth. You have two choices: temporary discomfort or permanent regret. Saying no to expectations feels uncomfortable. Walking away from toxic people feels scary. Taking a risk feels uncertain. But do you know what's worse? Looking back and realizing you wasted years of your life trying to please people who never truly cared. Fear is temporary. Regret lasts forever. Take one bold step today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Quit something that drains you. Set a boundary with someone who takes advantage of you. Do something that's 100% for you. Most people will watch this, nod their heads, feel inspired, and then do nothing. But the ones who actually make a move today, they're the ones who will look back in a year and realize, this was the moment everything changed. So, what's it going to be? Will you keep waiting? Or will you finally take your life back? Most people will never take control of their lives. Not because they don't want to, not because they don't have dreams, but because they're waiting. Waiting for permission. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for someone to come along and say, it's okay, you can do this now. But here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. Not your parents. Not your friends. Not society. Not some perfect moment where everything just magically falls into place. If you don't take responsibility for your own life, no one else will do it for you. And I get it. It's easier to wait. It's easier to tell yourself that one day, things will change, that the right opportunity will appear, that someday you'll feel ready. But let me ask you this. How many times have you told yourself, one day? And how many times has one day actually come? The reality is, waiting is just another form of fear. It's a way to avoid discomfort, to stay in the illusion of safety. But in the end, all waiting does is steal time. And time is the one thing you can never get back. So let's stop pretending. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Either you take control now or you stay stuck forever. There is no in between. And if that scares you, good, because that fear means something. It means you still have a choice. You still have time to change things. But that time won't last forever. So the question is, are you going to keep waiting? Or are you finally going to do something about it? Because no one else is coming. It's all on you now. Enough thinking. Enough waiting. Enough saying, I'll start tomorrow. You have been handed a choice. Right now. Keep doing what you've always done. Keep living by the script. Keep making decisions based on fear. Keep waiting for life to magically change. Spoiler alert, it won't. Make one real move. Today, not tomorrow, not next week, not someday. Right now. And I mean it. One real move. Walk away from something that drains you. Say no to something that doesn't align with you. Start that project. Apply for that opportunity. Make that call. Write that message. Whatever it is, just do it. Because here's the truth. Most people will watch this, feel inspired for 5 minutes, and then go right back to their routine. But you're not most people. You are here for a reason. You already know something needs to change. So prove it. Drop a comment below. I choose me. Take one bold action today. Not a thought. Not a plan. A real tangible move. Share this message. Someone out there needs to hear this. That's it. That's the challenge. This is your life. No one else is going to live it for you. So tell me, are you actually going to take back control? Or are you going to keep waiting? Because this moment, this decision, it's yours. And it always has been.